Hey guys, what's up? My name's Jason and I want to show you guys today how I'm running all of my lighting setup because I actually get a lot of questions about this. This is a panel that basically replaces the OEM panels here. Now you'll see that this finish is 3D printed. It is not going to match yet, but once it is done, it will be matching your OEM panels here. So I am running an Auxbeam panel up here that is attached to this OEM kind of retrofit. You can hardly tell that it is not OEM other than the fact that it is 3D printed and it doesn't match yet, but this fits in here perfectly and it is right at exactly eye level where I'd want it. So basically what this does is it controls all of my light switches right here on one panel. I used to have them set up in these little slots here, but it's just not very clean and it's kind of hard to find everything. It's not very well lit. On here we've got my roof lights. That's going to be those lights. We have the rack, which is going to be the backlit part. We have the light bar, which is going to be in my bumper, and I have set it up so that my ditch lights, these lights right here, will be separate. So instead of turning both my ditch lights on, I can just turn on this side and have the beam shoot out during the snow, and that way I'm not blinding oncoming traffic because this one right here points directly into oncoming traffic. So that is something that I set up kind of separately. You've also got 3 other panels here that you can use. However, I don't have any more lights, so I'm just going to be using these 5 here. So let's go ahead and show you guys the lights that I'm using here. So this is the new Diode Dynamics Cross Link, I believe it's called, and there are 7 lights on here. This is by far the brightest lights that I have ever seen. I've also got these ditch lights in amber. These do not have a backlight. These do have a backlight, and there are multiple colors that you can do this, although I typically go with like an orange amber, which will match the headlights here. Now I haven't talked about these are the GTR headlights, but I will have a full video on that pretty soon. So I also have down here in the fog pocket the Diode Dynamics lights, which are very similar to those, although these are just attached to the OEM headlight, fog light thing. These are not backlit and they're not attached to that panel. So down here I have a light bar as well, and that is also hooked up to the Auxbeam in there. So altogether I have a ton of lights on this vehicle, and I wanted to make sure that all of the lighting was run to the correct amps and wired correctly. So every once in a while you'll hear horror stories of people wiring their stuff wrong and causing a fire, and I just did not want that to happen. So also up here you'll see that the wiring is very clean. I used to have all of each one of the wires that was running in there to each one of the individual lights was connected on the battery here. It made it very much like a rat's nest. It was very ugly, and it did worry me a little bit because you don't want just like a bunch of piling on of wiring, so I just didn't love the way that setup was. So you'll see over here the entire Auxbeam system. Now within this unit right here is going to be fuses. This is the fuse box that runs pretty much the entire rest of the vehicle. This part right here will be specifically for the lighting or whatever you have set up to that. You can get lockers and stuff like that. But this one right here is the factory fuse box, and that's going to basically control every single thing else in the vehicle. So I do want to let you guys know that I did not personally install this, but it is something that you could be doing on your own. I had Running for Tacos do this because we were testing out the panel that they have. I was doing the Auxbeam install, so I figured I might as well go ahead and do it through them. Now I do have a YouTube channel, and I also have a full-time job, so I'm pretty much occupied 60 something hours a week, so there's no way that I could do this install just because of time. The last setup that I had was pretty much done not in a shop, so it can be done if you have the time. So I want to go ahead and turn on the engine and kind of show you guys what sort of lighting I have set up here. So it's still kind of light out right now, so you're not going to be able to see it very well, but I'll show you guys kind of how the buttons are set up and what they do. All right, so over here we have the full-on light up there. Now, it's hard to see in the daylight, but you can even see how bright that is. We will also have the rack light here. Now, this is going to be a backlight. You are not going to see this in the daytime. It is mostly just for kind of aesthetics, just a little bit of a pop of color there, and that is something that I will drive with sometimes. It is DOT approved, so you can drive down the road with this backlight. We also have this light right here, which is the light inside of my bumper. We've got the left ditch light, and we also have the right ditch light there. You can have both of these on at the same time. You can have all of these on at the same time, and because the wiring was done really well, you will not really have any issues. So again, this is the Auxbeam. This is a product that I had seen a lot of people using, but this is the new one, and it has a Bluetooth capability on it. So this panel right here does not typically come in here. You can kind of see the seam of where it is. So it's just like a little, you know, maybe kind of shaped like a phone or something like that. It's just a little panel that you can either attach to your dash, you can stick underneath your dash, or you can do like this and actually have it built in. Now, I will say that this panel here does not only work with Auxbeam. It does have a little adapter to fit some other ones, but the Auxbeam is made to fit in this little section. If you do buy the Auxbeam, you'll get this little part right here. You will also get all of the stuff that was inside of the dash, and you will also get an app where you can control it with your phone. The color difference here, this is the 3D printed rough prototype, and this is the OEM one, but this will eventually look like this once the product has launched. But like I said, very cool product, and this one will be available soon. The Auxbeam is available now, and the Crosslink is also available right now as well. So the reason that I went with this Crosslink as opposed to some other lighting options is because of this bracket that matches with my Sherpa rack. So this is a Sherpa, I believe, Crestone, and there is a mount that they make, and it fits perfectly on there. Looks super, super clean. I really like the way this looks. So you can see here on the app, I typically have it in blue just to match everything, but you can dim it, make it brighter, make it whatever color you want, and you can do that directly from the app. And yeah, pretty easy. There's so many different types of colors on here. I even customized it to have the same as on there. You'll do that by going to the icon here, and you can change those out and make it look just like your panel, and super easy to do. But I'm just going to keep mine on blue because that's just what I like. I think it looks really good. So also from here I can control my actual lights themselves. I have the rack light. I can press that once and you'll see it light up down there. The full-on light, you'll see it light up there as well. Same with the ditch lights there. But like I said, I have it set up so that I can do just this ditch light or just this ditch light. So if I'm driving down the road and it's snowing, I'm not blinding people coming from that direction. I hadn't really seen anybody do that yet, so I thought it was really cool. If you have the capability of wiring that way, I would definitely recommend doing that.